Greetings YouTube viewers and welcome to another video on the M Bullock channel. It is Saturday the 2nd of July 2022 and I'm here at my house in Norwich, England, UK, recording this video with my miniature Schnauzer Nina, who you'll probably recognise from previous YouTube videos and also from Facebook. Now, regular viewers of my videos will know that they tend to be sort of quite light and fluffy, but unfortunately this one is quite serious because I'm sorry to have to report to you viewers that Nina has a serious health problem, and I thought that it might be useful just to sort of document it really by way of a video diary on YouTube, just to follow the progress with her treatment, because we've got a worrying few weeks ahead of us and I thought I'd try and follow it on my YouTube channel. So we're currently in early July, but back in May, my son Greg noticed a little sort of lump on one of Nina's back legs, which looked like a little wart or almost like a skin tag. And he suggested we got it checked out. So I took her to Tom, the vet at Chapelfield Vets here in Norwich in June, and he was able to extract some cells from it for laboratory analysis. And unfortunately, the results came back saying that this lump, which has actually grown since May, is some kind of a mast cell tumour, which I think is effectively a skin cancer tumour. So, yeah, it's bad news from Norwich here, folks, with Nina. And we've now got to deal with some treatment for her in the next few weeks. You wouldn't know that she's ill because she's eating well. She's running around the garden, she's playing with other dogs. Everything about her would suggest that she's absolutely fine and healthy, but unfortunately she has this skin cancer tumour and it's got to be dealt with. So I thought I'd try and follow it on YouTube and see how it progresses. Now, unlike with my other videos, I just don't know how this one's going to end, whether it's going to end happily or with a rather sad ending, but I'll stick with it. And we'll see how it goes in the next 2 or 3 weeks with Nina. So I've got Nina here on her back and her side. Actually, I think she's falling asleep. This video's gone on for so long because I wanted to show you this lump, this mast cell tumour, which, as I say, started off as a really tiny little wart a few weeks ago, but has got bigger as the weeks have gone on. So down here, this is her back legs. If you just look here, you'll see in among the fur here, there's this pink lump, which is that big. So that's it. It's got quite big over the past few weeks, and an operation is planned for this coming Thursday, the 7th of July 2022. And we're hoping that the vets at Chapelfield Vets, Norwich, will be able to surgically remove that tumour cleanly, and that the operation will go successfully. So I'll be following this on the YouTube video and we'll see how things progress in the next week or so. So followers of my Facebook page and YouTube will know that Nina already has quite a severe heart murmur, a heart problem called pulmonic stenosis, and she's already had 2 lots of heart surgery for that in Cambridge. So she's not new to health problems. Obviously, this mast cell tumour is something totally unrelated and really something we could have done without. But she's going to be 9 in August. And what I thought I'd do now is, instead of just showing you Nina on the sofa, I thought I'd look back through her life with some snapshots from the family album with me, my wife Julie, our son Greg, just to show you Nina throughout the years and all the happy times we've had with her, and then tell you a bit more about her health problems, treatment, while you're watching the pictures. So as you can see, Nina was really cute when she was a tiny puppy, and this photograph was taken around November 2013 when we went to the breeder's house to meet Nina for the first time. And the dog that you're seeing here on the right, although you might think that is Nina, in fact that's Nina's mother. Nina is the puppy photographed on the left-hand side here. That was also taken at the home of the breeder in 2013. Now in 2014 I put this video up on YouTube on my channel because I wanted to capture Nina's growth from a very young puppy to a sort of 6-month-old, and it's had over 260,000 views. This was how I photographed and recorded her when she was a puppy, and I wanted to show the transformation of her into this sort of 6-month-old dog, and that's had so many hits and so many comments on YouTube. It's been amazing, and there's been such a lot of interest in Nina over the years through social media and the internet, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to record this video, really, just to keep everyone updated on her health situation. Even now, we quite often bump into people on our walks who either recognise Nina from Facebook or from YouTube, or they recognise my voice from my YouTube videos, and they say, is this the Nina from the internet? And that's really lovely. So these are just some of the pictures showing Nina in her younger years, back around 2014, 2015. So Nina was quite young when she was first diagnosed with having this severe heart murmur problem, which is caused by pulmonary or pulmonic stenosis. And this is to do with a problem with the blood flowing between her heart and her lungs. And she had 2 heart procedures in 2015 and 2016 at the Queen's Veterinary School Hospital, University of Cambridge. The second of those was rather more successful than the first, and I've been taking her back every year for annual cardiology reviews, and by and large her heart has remained stable since then. And as I said earlier, she's due to be 9 years old in August 2022, so I think she's done very well with the heart murmur. Unfortunately, she now has this new problem, and I understand that in fact miniature Schnauzers can be prone not only to pulmonic stenosis but also to mast cell tumours, so Nina's been doubly unlucky really with her health in that respect. Now, one of the major issues really as we are here and now with Nina is that a dog with pulmonic stenosis isn't really the sort of dog that you would want to put under anaesthetic to have this tumour removed. And I suppose it was quite fortunate that Nina's latest cardiology checkup was 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I was able to take advice from the cardiologist at Cambridge by way of a sort of pre-anaesthesia consultation. So it wasn't just an annual checkup. He was able to really get a close look at her heart and give his thoughts on her undergoing an anaesthetic in Norwich for this procedure that's coming up on Thursday. So there are several outcomes of Thursday's surgery, some of which don't really bear thinking about, but I'll just run through them. I mean, one of the problems will be that Chantal, the vet in Norwich who'll be doing the surgery, will be apparently taking an X-ray of Nina before she goes ahead. And this will be to see whether or not the cancer from the tumour on her leg has spread already to other parts of her body, particularly her lungs, I think. Now, if that's the case, I think, I'm afraid to say, I think Nina will just be sent home into our care, and we'll have to see how we go with her. Another major thing to think about would be getting Nina through the operation and under the anaesthetic, given that she has this pulmonic stenosis, heart murmur, and her age. So I'm hoping that she'll make it through the operation, through the anaesthetic, and that the tumour will be removed cleanly. Now, if that happens, I think the tumour will then be sent away for analysis to see what grade it is, and that will then inform the vets as to what future treatment Nina may need going forward over the next few weeks, whether there'll be any follow-up treatment for her. The other thing I'm slightly worried about is that the tumour is on her upper back leg, and I don't know how much sort of tissue and skin there is there really to get that removed without it possibly impeding Nina's sort of leg movement and muscle movement in that leg. But the whole thing really, unfortunately, with this tumour has been a sort of risk-benefit analysis as to, I think that leaving the tumour alone just to grow isn't really an option unless we are forced into that. So I think we've, the cardiologist at Cambridge and the vets in Norwich and us, we've all been part of a wider conversation about the way forward for Nina. She's never been insured, actually, which was a bit of a mistake when she was a puppy. And money doesn't come into it, of course, but I think by now we must be up at about £8,000 or something that we've spent on this little dog over the years. But she's such a sweetie, and she's just a lovely, lovely dog. And whatever her health problems, she's just been a fantastic addition to our household, really. And I think we're really lucky to have had her for the time that we have. In fact, when she was younger and her heart murmur was first diagnosed, there was some talk about her really having a very, very limited lifespan, and that she might suffer from sudden death. So I think she's done incredibly well. And as I say, we've been a very fortunate household to have her with us for all those years. Dogs are funny, really, aren't they? Because they don't do that much. She's a quiet little dog, doesn't bark very much, spends a lot of her time sleeping, but just having her sort of presence around has made a huge, huge, huge difference to our house, and really lifted our spirits. And she's been a lovely little pet. And we've had 4 miniature Schnauzers over the years, and they've all brought their own qualities to the household, dating back to about 1990. I think we got our first one, Lottie, and then we had Clara and Trudy. Clara lived to be 15 and a half, and Trudy lived to be 16 and a half. And we at one point had those two dogs together. And then when we lost Trudy, we got Nina. And she's just been such a fantastic dog, a beautiful, beautiful temperament, very kind and calm and chilled. And also a real little sort of personality as well. Anyone who meets her sort of falls in love with her, and that's understandable. So we're going to see how we get on with Thursday. I'll pop another little video back onto this one once we know the outcome of that and update you. And then eventually I'll put this onto YouTube. So thanks for watching so far, folks, and I will update you once the surgery has gone ahead. Hello again, everyone. It's Saturday, July the 11th, 2022. And as you can see, our beautiful lady, Nina, is back. And she's had her surgery as planned on Thursday the 7th. Everything went smoothly as far as I know. The tumour has been removed. She survived the anaesthetic. And as far as I know, it was a success. So that's some really good news, and much relief here in the Bullock family here in Norwich. Thankfully, Nina's got through that unscathed and has survived. So yeah, some really, really good news here. I'm really pleased. So some other bits of good news are that Nina seems to be walking fine. She's been in a bit of pain, I think, since the surgery, but there's no real problem with the movement of her back legs. She's got some dissolvable stitches, and the tumour itself has now gone off to the histology lab to be analysed, and then we'll see how we go forward once we know the results of that. So good news from here in Norwich with Nina, and I'll keep you posted as things develop. Hello again, everyone. So we have some more good news about Nina. Today is Saturday, July the 16th, 2022. And first of all, she's still on her antibiotics. She's got a little wound with some stitches in, but I don't think she's in so much pain anymore, and she seems to be recovering really well. So that's good. Yesterday I had a phone call from Chantal, the vet at Chapelfield Veterinary Partnership in Norwich, who was the surgeon who did Nina's operation. And the results of the tumour analysis have come back from the laboratory. And that's good news, because apparently the tumour has been graded as a grade 2, or fairly low grade, I think, mast cell tumour. And I think Chantal is happy that she removed it sort of deep and wide, I think she said, cleanly. And at the moment they're advising no further action, so no chemotherapy at the moment, but just to sort of monitor what Nina's doing, just keep an eye out for any lumps or bumps, and then to let them know if I have any sort of concerns. So goodness me, this has been a difficult 2 or 3, 4 weeks with Nina. A lot of stress, which you could probably tell from the tone of my previous videos. But I think we're kind of emerging from it now. And yeah, Nina seems to be doing really well. I've got her out here in Norwich early this morning because we're expecting a national heat wave in the next few days. So I'm trying to keep her cool with these early morning walks before it gets too sunny. So I'd just like to thank Chantal and Tom at the Vets in Norwich, and also to Joao Escalda, the cardiologist at Cambridge, the Queen's Veterinary School Hospital. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. It's Portuguese, I think. Joao, J-O-A-O. And he's been a total star, really, following Nina's progress throughout the problems that she's had recently, and keeping in touch with me and taking a real close interest in how things have been going with her. So I think there are probably 1 or 2 lessons to be learnt from this really bad experience that we've had with Nina. One of them is to keep an eye out for lumps and bumps, particularly if you own a Schnauzer. I know they're very prone to all sorts of skin problems, and I often read on the Facebook groups about Schnauzers who've got bumps and things all over their skin and sebaceous cysts and that, so that makes life very difficult. But we've been told now to keep vigilant and just to keep an eye on anything unusual that pops up in case another mast cell tumour develops over the next few weeks or months. But the other issue with Nina is that she has quite a lot of sort of fatty deposits under the skin, which seem to be bumps, but I think are quite benign. I mean, I suppose the only issue with that is whenever you talk about fatty lumps, stubborn fatty lumps under the skin, Nina will often say that I'm the last person to be talking about things like that I'm not to get so personal. Anyway, so we're going to keep an eye on her over the next few weeks and make sure that everything's okay with her, and then let the vets know if we have any other concerns. So the other issue to think about, I suppose, is this whole thing to do with dog insurance. We'd never had Nina insured over the years, as I mentioned earlier, and this latest course of treatment and appointments that she's had has cost something like £1,700. So that takes us up to something like £10,000 that Nina's had spent on her over the years for her various medical problems. But of course, dog insurance is expensive and it doesn't always cover what you think it's going to cover. So I think it's certainly something to think about if you're taking on one of these quite highly bred pedigree dogs where you don't really know what their health problems are going to be like in the future. So probably a wise investment, and I think if we had another Schnauzer in the future, we'd probably think about that quite seriously. So that's it really from us here in Norwich. Nina the miniature Schnauzer and her problems with her tumour. What I'm going to do now is, if you look in the comments below this video here on YouTube, I'm just going to put any health updates in there. So going forward, you'll be able to see whether anything more has developed. But in the meantime, thanks to everyone involved in Nina's treatment. And we're just going to keep an eye on her now and really just try and relax now after a very, very difficult few weeks here with our lovely mini Schnauzer Nina. Here in Norwich, Norfolk, in the UK. Thank you and goodbye.